We are here and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful. We are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
Hello there, and a warm welcome on Able Differently, a program where we take charge.
In today's episode, we're going to focus on some of the events that took place a few days ago and are changing the lives of persons with disability in Kenya and beyond. I am Jane Theuri.
And I am John Morioki. Karibu.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
The Equal World campaign was recently launched here in Kenya by the Sight Savers. This campaign is expected to change the lives of persons with disability in many ways. Take a look at that story.
Please take your pen and paper and write the following.
On 10th July, the Sight Savers Kenya Country Office held a successful launch of the Equal World campaign. Significant persons in the disability docket graced the occasion.
So today, this is just a meeting of stakeholders in the disability sector to talk about how we can support this campaign, which is about ensuring that we collect signatures that will be presented to the UN and to the government of Kenya to demonstrate or to show that people want equal opportunities, they want inclusion, and that opportunities for employment, for example, must be afforded to everybody without discrimination on the basis of disability.
The launch is meant to gather signatures through a mobile application app called ComCare. This app has various steps which have been made simpler for people to follow. However, to those with no smartphones, a plan is underway to make them attain a minimum of 1,000 signatures.
So the photos that are starting from this point are mine. So come as a queen. You can imagine these are the photos I was taking at night. I wanted to make the process very easier and simpler for us. So now enter the password.
Username.
So yeah, the username and the password, I'll say the username as Kenya_admin, all in small letters. Kenya_admin, all the letters in small. And then password is small I, capital Y, 4, capital S, small h, capital R, small u, small p. Then now a section, flag of Kenya, right? Go down, Sarah, please. Now click on that flag. That flag is proudly owned by Kenya, right? Yes. That's our flag. Now, because we've got several countries that are doing this, so this was tailored specifically for Kenya, where you are able to gather signature. Click on it. It will take you to another now box where you're able to sign.
Kenya is a country whose policies in regards to disability is on a high level. However, it has been noted that not all the policies are kept into practice by various personnel. This forum also discussed on ways to make those policies be applied everywhere, thereby making the world equal.
Now, the reason we came here today is that there is a disconnect between policy and practice. Whereas we have all the array of policies and commitments that Martin spoke about, putting them into action has been a challenge. So what we are doing now through this campaign is urging the Kenya government to move from policy to implementation. We'd like to see those policies like the Disabilities Act, like the 5% employment rule actually enforced and people held accountable, employers held accountable for their portion of contributing towards this equal world for everybody, key of which are persons with disability.
The team had to overcome a number of challenges to ensure that everything goes as planned, since most partners who are venturing this sector had various activities running at the same time.
One of them being the fact that we've got a number of events on disability inclusion running in the country. Last year we had the Global Disability Summit in 2018 in London, where Kenya was a co-host with the UK government. And we realized that thereafter we had so much that came as a result of GDS. So many programs around inclusive education, employment. So seemingly several partners are having events on disability running at the same time. So it proved quite challenging for us to bring these partners together to talk about disability, because we've got similar competing priorities. Then number two, we are dealing with technology. Not everybody is digital. So this is something that people have to go into their phones. They have to have internet. The phones have to be high-tech, or the ones that are running on Android systems, for them to be able to sign in and to sign the petition.
Aside from the discussions that were there, the objectives set for the day were met.
The world is changing to be a better place for everybody, including those with disabilities. You can see that the UN itself has developed a strategy on disability inclusion. DFID itself, that is our key donor, has revamped strategy on disability inclusion. So my urge to all of us is to be disability sensitive, to governments, to state, non-state actors, the private sector, and even in our homes. Let us try to doing our homes in such a way that they are disability sensitive. Because there's this say that goes, disability is a club and anyone can join at any time. We don't wish people to be disabled, but this is a fact that may occur to anyone.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
To raise money for running their institution, Mary Rice decided to do a 13-kilometer walk as a fund drive initiative. This was just but one of the means to achieve their objective. Take a look.
On 20th July, Mary Rice had a 13-kilometer walk whose aim was to create awareness and get donations through various platforms, which is to help them in running the institution. Among those who attended to give support from the county government was Angela Tito.
Today has been a very special day for us because we've gotten to celebrate together with Mary Rice. Mary Rice is an organization that we've always worked with closely as the administration of Lang'ata. And through this walk, you are able to see that residents from both Lang'ata and Kibra sub-county were involved. Even the walk, we went around both Lang'ata and Kibra. All round the residents, the people that were on the walk were from both Kibra and Lang'ata. So because of our boundary, we share a lot in common from the two sub-counties. The purpose of this walk was to create awareness about people living with disability, especially children living with disability. We know that in our African communities, some parents still hide their children away from the limelight because they are ashamed of their disability. So it's really hard for us to be able to reach them. But through foundations like Mary Rice, we are able to go deeper into the community and get these kids and get them the help that they need.
To make such an event a success, challenges had to be thought through first.
Some of the challenges we experienced in trying to mobilize resources, people, support was communication. It is not easy because when you try to think of, like, for example, the social media outlets, they were costing us and we didn't have enough money to be able to, like, place adverts. Okay, the few other social medias like Facebook, WhatsApp, those kind of social media platforms, you could get the message across, but people to respond in whichever way they will participate or support us has not been easy. But I guess that is Kenyan style of taking their time to respond. But all in all, we thank God for the people who have responded, the people who have come today.
The most key point of the day was the 10-shilling campaign, which was held in different formulas, one being the sale of T-shirts and collecting 10 shillings through a pay bill. Brother George, however, had a plan on how the money will be utilized by the center.
Today we were doing a walkathon. This walkathon was to raise awareness of the situation in which our children are facing, various disabilities from physical, emotional. As you would have seen, they are disabled children, but we are saying that these children have an opportunity to live a life. So even though they are disabled, we are calling them they are differently abled. So today we were raising awareness in the community to say if there are children like this, let them come to Mary Rice and they will be empowered to live their lives.
Whether it's learning aids, whether it's extra teachers and support, all of that costs money, and so the more that we can do, both as St Virgil's but also as part of a broader community of followers of Mary Rice, is a wonderful thing. And all the 10 shillings collected ultimately help the children of the Mary Rice Centre lead happier and healthier and more fulfilling lives.
Parents felt delighted with this method since it means everyone would reach out, including those in the lower cadre in our community. In addition, this was a great platform for them to interact with their kids from their daily schedules and have fun.
My son has been participating as a singer on the podium. And somehow, to me, I would say that this particular occasion has given him an opportunity to be able to speak out or to sing or to show what he is. This event sort of like makes us also to be able to identify how many parents and children of the same disability are normally we are disintegrated. We are not ever not together. So this forum or this particular event has brought parents together so that we can be able to know how many parents we are and how many children we are.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Let's take a short break. We'll be right back with more. Don't go too far.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently. 'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Welcome back. The annual CPSK charity took place and hundreds of people from all walks of life attended the event. Our team was there and compiled the following report for you. Take a look.
On the 31st of May, people from all walks of life gathered in helping the Cerebral Palsy Society of Kenya commemorate 25 years since it began. This was done through a walk they held at Nyayo Stadium.
Today was a Cerebral Palsy Society of Kenya walk, and it has been 25 years of walking the journey of hope, and I'm so excited about the turnout because this just shows how far we have come and how far we are going. As a family, as a society, and the support was awesome. People turned up, and I'm very thankful. Anyone who walked, thank you for joining us, and anyone out there, get to know about cerebral palsy, get to be aware, get to be more inclusive of people with cerebral palsy, because we all belong to this world.
On the agenda of the day, the group were fetching funds to help them get a land where they can set up a home which would help serve the children better.
We feel that time has come because there are more people who need our services. So we feel there's need for us to have a sustainable source of income for us to be able to grow the organization and expand to other parts of this country. And that's why now we are keen with this work going forward. We would like to implement a 5-year strategic plan sustainability plan, which will create sustainable streams of income to grow the organization and expand its work across Kenya. That effort of awareness creation is paying off. And also, as we continue creating awareness, more corporates get to know about us and they also come forward. We have received some good checks this morning, which means that our work is recognized and appreciated.
Parents of children with cerebral palsy felt the joy to be here as they felt not left out in the society. To them, this was a great platform for the public to know the efforts they go through to bring up these children.
I've enjoyed myself, the way people have come, the kids, mostly the schools, when they've come in togetherness. We've played as a team, in the walk.
I have a kid who has cerebral palsy. He's Glenn Gaita, 10 years old. And today is just celebrating 25 years of Cerebral Palsy Society. And it's creating awareness. And being a father of one, so many husbands will tend to be on the background. And it's try to come out and talk about it. And you don't have to be shy being a man, it's a responsibility. So many of them are gonna shy away, but it's just a responsibility as a father.
I'm here to celebrate the life of kids with cerebral palsy, knowing that every child is talented in one way or another, and encouraging other parents with kids who have got cerebral palsy, knowing that every child counts.
Being there for 25 years, there are those who, for them, this was their first time. It was a great platform for them to overcome the stereotypes that are in our communities about cerebral palsy. However, Njenga had this for the government.
Okay, my appeal to the government, to be precise, the county government, because, for instance, this society was started in Nairobi. So the first government that we should approach in requesting or rather demanding, I don't know which language to use, but I will use request, is the government should concentrate and try and recognize the children, or rather the whole society, because they're just normal people and they just need a small attention. For instance, if you look, we don't have any school, either be it from the county government or rather the government, we don't have any school that deals with cerebral children or people born with cerebral palsy. We don't have at all. So I think the government can do a lot. Yeah, they can start a school, for instance, fund such a society. Yeah, because it directly deals with people with such disability.
Michael Mwangi, being among those who started this organization, feels that there is need to place the major equipments imported duty-free so that this cannot be expensive for their loved ones to maintain.
I find that, our government has been very supportive because they have come to recognize that this kind of condition needs attention. But one thing, it's one section of the government that really becomes very concerned. If we check, for example, why can't children with cerebral palsy not have equipment being imported tax duty-free? These are the things that really are left behind.
As a parting shot, everyone's plea to the society is to stop the stigma around the society and love these children, since every child counts.
It's quite encouraging for us, knowing that you should not hide your kid because he has got a disability. You should love that child and show him love.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
The Kuza Awards went down this month, and KBC, Abled Differently, and one of our own, Jane Theory, were awarded for their outstanding work. Take a look.
Asante sana. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much. It was a great day for public broadcaster KBC as it scooped 3 awards at the 3rd Kuza Awards Feat, hosted by the Communications Authority of Kenya. KBC scooped the overall disability award.
Makofi yake tafadhali. Makofi yao tafadhali. Well done, well done. Asante sana. Wewe. Asante sana. Well done, well done.
The public broadcaster won the Innovation Award courtesy of Able Differently, the only disability-specific program in the country. It was the 3rd time the program took the honors. Jane Theuri, one of the program's presenters, won the Special Recognition Award in Accessibility Award.
Leonard Mambo Mbotela.
Kenya's Broadcasting Corporation renowned veteran broadcaster Mambo Mbotela also received the Mashujaa Special Recognition Award during the feat. Organizers of the event said the awards were an indication that the country's quest to become a regional technological hub was on track.
I want to thank everybody out there that took a moment to recognize me, your presenter, Jane Theuri, for Kuza Awards. I'm truly humbled, and this couldn't have happened without the KBC management, KBC Channel 1 of course, and to our beautiful viewers out there for staying tuned every Saturday to watch the Able Differently program that gives you insightful episodes of lives about us. I thank you so much, and without KBC this wouldn't have happened. They've given us a platform to share our experiences in life. Thank you so much for CAK for giving me this opportunity, for recognizing me during the Kuza Awards. I love you all.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Let's take a look at the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability.
Article 6 of the UN Convention states that state parties recognize that women and girls with disabilities are subject to multiple discrimination, and in this regard shall take measures to ensure the full and equal enjoyment by them of all human rights and fundamental freedoms.
In the quote of the day, we take a look at the saying that goes, "The human spirit is one of ability, perseverance, and courage, that no disability can steal away." What do you think?
Well, John, this simply means that as long as you have that, the urge to carry on with life, regardless of whether you have a disability or not, that is what gives you the will to go on and try to work hard and smart in order to achieve your goals in life. So the spirit, as long as the spirit is there, there's nothing you can't accomplish in life.
That's all for today. Let's meet again next week for yet another insightful episode of Abled Differently. I am John Murioki.
And I'm Jane Theuri.
Go ahead. Thank you.